Good evening, Team Genesis associates and guests. My name is Janet Larson Meyer, and I'm an Executive Vice President here at CTFO, and I want to warmly welcome you to tonight's Team Genesis webinar. This will be our last Wednesday night video presentation for this year, so we're doing something very special, and you're in for a real treat. Over the past year, you've had a chance to hear powerful and moving testimonials from lots of people just like you who've had incredible and life-changing experiences with our products and with our business opportunity. Tonight, we're bringing back some of those favorite guest speakers live for a best of year-end recap. During the next 40 minutes, you'll hear from 5 of these professionals who are ready to share what the CBD products and the CTFO opportunity have done for them. No doubt, each of these associates is very different, but pay close attention to what they have in common: a strong belief in what's possible and a positive attitude to make it happen. They're creative, hardworking, resilient, and committed to helping others, including you. I know you'll find their testimonies to be both interesting and inspiring. So let's jump right in and let me reintroduce everyone to these great business builders. Our lineup tonight includes Pam Jones from Chicago, Illinois. In her former life, Pam was a C-level executive assistant for 30 years in a multi-million-dollar company. Now she's an executive vice president and 100K producer here at CTFO. You'll hear from Randy Kalisek from Meridian, Idaho. He recently retired from his career as a professional photographer. Today, Randy's an executive manager here at CTFO. His upline describes him as humble, coachable, enthusiastic, and talented. Needless to say, Randy has a promising career underway here. We'll also be talking with Maria Tollens from El Paso, Texas, a former military person, registered nurse, insurance agent, and agency owner. Maria will be the first to tell you about her most important job, and that's as a mom to her 5 wonderful children. She's an executive manager here at CTFO, living her dream of being a stay-at-home mom. We'll also be hearing from Karen Ball, who lives out in the country in Lewistown, Illinois. In 2009, Karen retired from her job as a child welfare specialist. Earlier this year, she ran across a post on Facebook that described an exploding group in a CBD network marketing business that cost nothing to join. So with nothing to lose, Karen joined our company and started changing her future outcome. And rounding out our group of panelists tonight is Perry Dusch, who travels back and forth between Colorado Springs, Colorado, and beautiful Fort Myers Beach, Florida, that is. Yes, he's living the good life as a vice president here at CTFO. Perry's owned several health-related businesses in the past, including health stores, gyms, tanning salons, and he's even been a fitness trainer to the stars. He wouldn't trade the life that he and his wife Linda are creating here for anything, and you'll find out why in just a few minutes. Pam Jones, you're up. CTFO delivered you, Pam, a major win in 2018. That's the good news. The bad news is you also experienced a tremendous loss. So let's start there. Early on in your career here, you experienced 2 unexpected personal tragedies: the shocking loss of your dad and the sudden health crisis of your husband. And you instantly became a grieving caregiver right under your own roof with no advance notice. So how significant, Pam, was having financial security and control of your schedule during that scary time?
Good evening, Janet, and thank you for having me. To answer your question, for me, being able to have time and have the finances to take care of my family this year has been the most important thing to me, and CTFO made all of that possible. Early on in the year, we found out that my father had to go into hospice. And my father, who was my hero, I had to be there to care for him. and take care of my mother and my husband. And for me to be able to have this financial security through this avenue, this vehicle of CTFO was ultra important. It gave me time to be there during the last days of my dad's life, to even say to him on the day that he died, 5 hours before he passed away, I called my dad Junebug. I said, see you later, Junebug. And to be able to be there and to give him a kiss and hold his hand and not have to go to work every day, but to spend those hours with my dad was the most important thing in the world to me. And as life got even busier to deal with his health and to deal with his death, my husband ended up becoming ill. And to have the two strongest men in your life become ill and you have no time to grieve. I went from grieving my dad's death to taking care of my husband who needed me here 100% of the time. CTFO made that possible. If I had to go and clock in a 9 to 5, it wouldn't have happened.
You know, as you and I were talking about that, Pam, and that's a hard place to even visit with you. I mean, that touches all of us, and we're sorry for your loss and grateful that CTFO was able to come underneath you and help you through those times. But as I'm talking with the panelists here today, I recognize that Karen was talking to me on the way home from visiting her mom in a nursing home. So she has time freedom to go visit her mom when she wants, when it works for her. And there's so many people who are viewing this webinar who are taking care of their adult parents or small children, like Maria Tollens, who revels in the time freedom that she has so that she can take care of the endless needs of 5 children, right, Maria?
Yep, this is absolutely true.
Yeah. Pam, getting back to you, you have 75,000 associates on your team today. That's unbelievable. Have you ever had that kind of success to that degree in network marketing before?
Only in my dreams.
All right, so tell us, what's the difference? What has been the difference here that you've been able to reach that kind of pinnacle?
I will tell you honestly, to be honest with you, the avenue of CBD, the avenue of the times that we're in right now, getting rid of big pharma, getting rid of medication, getting rid of what it's doing to our bodies and all the side effects, and being able to share that information with people, people get excited. People are like, you mean I don't have to take medication and feel this way? I was like, I'm not a doctor, so don't say I told you to stop taking medication. I said, but there are options out there, and people are looking for options. CBD is one of the best options in the world. I give CBD to my 77-year-old mother.
Nice.
She appreciates it.
Perry, that makes me think of you, who has a long career in the health industry. What are you thinking about CBD and its worldwide appeal?
Oh, it has such mass appeal because if we really think about it, the sad reality is this day and age, just about everybody we know, everybody, including ourselves, is dealing with some type of pain, be it physical, mental, or emotional, or even financial, which can cause a lot of stress, cortisol release, and so forth. So I have never, in all my years in the health and fitness industry, and I've seen a lot of cool products come through the pipe, you know, for weight loss or energy and so forth. I've never seen one product that had such mass appeal and such mass efficacy as far as helping people, you know, make a better choice. You know, it's all about choices. And like Pam was saying about big pharma, you know, now people have a choice between the pharmaceuticals, which are causing these tremendous, horrible side effects, and something that's God-given and holistic and natural that was put on this earth to help our bodies, put us in a state of homeostasis, of balance, and which helps us heal on our own. The product doesn't heal, it helps our bodies heal naturally.
Yeah, that's a great point that you make there, Perry. Perry, before I let you off the hook here, do we have to be able to talk about CBD and how it works to the degree you do, knowing what you know? Do you find that people need us to be experts on that, or are they just more willing to try a product they've heard great things about?
You know, I think the awareness has really expanded to where you don't have to be the expert. A lot of people have already heard. And one thing that I've been telling people is, you know, it's great that we have 70 products, but we always have to remember that everything started with the oils, with the tinctures. This is where it all started. This is what fueled the fire and caused or initiated the most testimonials, you know, life impacting testimonials. It all starts here. All the other products are great, and we will find people will, you know, want to try the sprays. Like my wife and I love the sleep spray. You know, I used to get up a few times a night to go to the bathroom, and now there's nothing better than a full night's sleep, deep, restful REM sleep. And when I go to bed at 9, I do not get up until 5:30 when we normally get up. So we don't have to be the experts. People are really hearing it. They can do their own research, but what I've been telling a lot of people is just to be careful with what's out there, because being in Colorado, we've got dispensaries on just about every corner. And what I see coming out of these dispensaries are what I call diluted and polluted. And by that, I mean they're putting in olive oil and glycerin and all these different ingredients, extracting with hexane, which is a carcinogen, a harmful solvent.
Wow.
And, you know, so we have to educate people as to the quality. And that's the great thing is, you know, with our lab reports and how we back everything, you know, it's all available, you know. So I say, you know, introduce them. You know, we're in the business of sharing and inviting, and let them kind of do the research on their own. There's so much information out there, but keep them on the path of quality.
Yeah, we're going to bring you on sometime to share more with us on the products, Perry, but thanks for your input on that. Pam, before I let you go tonight, I want you to stay with us and continue to engage here, but what message would you want to share with associates and guests on this webinar that also want that time freedom and financial freedom that you've been able to create inside of 1 year?
Inside of 1 year. 12/31/17 is when I joined CTFO. So a little less than a week, it will be 1 year. I'm with Perry in this regards. It's just being able to share this, open your mouth and tell people about this wonderful opportunity to be able to have time freedom, but moreover to own your own business. There's nothing more proudful to have your own business and it be profitable, and being able to help your family out and yourself. I never thought that I would be able to have this type of success in a home-based business. And 75,000 people is a lot of people, but we do it as a team. If I hadn't opened my mouth and shared this with several people who brought on other people, who brought on other people, who brought in other people, I wouldn't have 75,000 people. But I also know that I work with these people, with my team, and I enjoy what I'm experiencing right now. I would say open your mouth, share the product, be a testimony of the product, and just let them try it and see how it works. It really does work.
It doesn't sound like such a sophisticated or difficult strategy, and I don't know, you're walking proof. So Pam, hang in there with us and let's talk a little bit more. Let's bring up Randy and getting back into the business side of things a little, Randy. You had some disappointing MLM experiences and kind of had written it off. So why did you say yes to CTFO, which is another MLM company?
Well, good evening, everyone. Thanks for having me on the webinar. I'm very pleased and humbled and honored. I absolutely swore off the idea of network marketing. It might work for some people, but not for me. Wasn't my gig. So, you know, I think honestly, I probably couldn't get past my own fear at that time, or my lack of confidence. And probably too, I wasn't totally behind what it was I was trying to do. So as they say never. In the fall of 2017, I started studying the therapeutic aspects of cannabis because of a family member and the suffering that they were going through at the time. And I was amazed at what I learned. I had no clue that there were 140 cannabinoids. And I had no clue we had an endocannabinoid system, that we were pre-wired to benefit from this stuff. And honestly, I was amazed to find out that the government actually holds the patent on cannabinoids, clearly stating their benefits. So in February, my wife, Carrie, found CTFO, and she was in from the start. And I thought, oh, here we go, another one of those deals, right? But I started thinking about it, and I realized that I had a passion for CBD for a lot of different reasons. And I just thought, you know, I think I could get into talking about this very comfortably, right? So I decided I'd dig around the website, and I read about the owners of the company, the founders, and was impressed. The mission statement resonated with me from a product standpoint. I was really excited about all the products we offered, but particularly the quality, as Perry talked about, you know, the extraction method. In my prior job, I actually was affiliated with a GMP facility, so I knew what that was about, and that's a very big deal. So as they say, the deeper you dig, the better it gets. I watched the compensation plan video, and I thought, man, what's it take, you know, brain-wise to put something like this together? And so bit by bit by bit, I just saw myself just really comfortable with the idea of doing this and feeling like they've set this up so that everyone can be successful as long as they apply themselves a bit. And I just felt like I had a place here and that I could really do something with this. You know, I could help people and maybe make some money too, right? And so I was all in and haven't looked back, haven't regretted it for a minute.
You made a great point here, Randy, and then I want to ask all of you, have you ever gone into a network marketing program and had a different picture than what Randy has just painted here, where you go in and then you started peeling back and you start gathering up details and then you regret not having done more homework up front, and the thing doesn't look better the deeper you get in. In fact, it's just the opposite. Have any of you ever run into that in your decisions to be a part of a network marketing program?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a sick feeling, right? It's a sick feeling. Randy, tell us a little bit about what it's like to finally work from a place of inspiration rather than desperation, and how that's dramatically changed the way people are responding to you here. I thought this was really interesting.
Well, truth be told, you know, desperation was the underlying theme or the undercurrent in those past endeavors. You know, some people rise to the occasion, you know, in desperate times. That's not so much me. And I firmly believe that the people that I managed to talk to about those opportunities basically just could sense the desperation that I had. They could smell it, you know. And honestly, that's not a good place to come from. And the fragrance of inspiration is much more inspiring.
Yeah.
So, you know, honestly, I am not a pro at this, okay? I'm still learning, but I am absolutely inspired. I fully believe in CBD. It's helped me. I know it helps other people. I'm inspired by the company and what I've seen. The spirit that ran through the room in Las Vegas was just awe-inspiring to me. I'm inspired by the field leadership, the people that have come alongside me and offered themselves to help me get to where I want to be is just amazing. You know, and lastly, I'm inspired to be the kind of person that I never knew I could be, right? And that has less to do with me, but for my partners. And these are the people on my team. I consider them partners, and I want to grow for them.
Yeah, that makes me think of how you talk about yourselves as partners, Perry, also on your team. But it's beautiful, Randy, to hear you talk about who you're becoming as you're growing your business here in CTFO, because as a self-appointed leader, you have to figure things out and get to that next step, and then wave your team onto what's working for you. What are you going to become here in 2019, Randy? And then what are you looking to achieve?
Well, you know, I guess traditionally when I looked at a new year, they seemed like just the year before, right? I was going to work, and that's not to say I didn't look forward to things, but to have that traditional, wow, there's so much wonder and opportunity in this year to come, I've never felt that. And honestly, when I look at 2019 for the first time in my life, you know, that I can ever remember, the year ahead is absolutely everything that it should be, and that we hold out in front of us, right? Because of CTFO, my horizons are so broad, I can barely bring it all in, right? And I have to become a bigger person, I guess, to let all that opportunity manifest itself. I'm convinced that this opportunity that I have with CTFO is going to be the single greatest accomplishment in my life, personally, interpersonally, and financially. You know, I am retired now, but I'm not done. I have a whole new life, a whole new reason. You know, the potential ahead is without limit. I'm so grateful, so excited, so blessed. It's just more than I can express.
Oh my gosh, and you're deserving of it all, Randy, and it's just really wonderful to even listen to you. And go figure, corporate America is done with us. They say there's nothing in us. We're valueless pretty much, and then we see it as we're at our peak. So let's talk a little bit about with Maria Tollens now out in El Paso. Maria, are you with us?
Yes,
You look pretty stressed out over there, Maria. You must have taken your CBD before you got on camera.
I am chilling. I'm hanging out in the garage away from the kids. I have no idea where I'm at. So now.
I've done this before myself, where I've had to like hide out to be able to pull these things off. Maria, how has CTFO changed you?
Where do I start? Well, for one, it's changed not just me, my family. I mean, this is my disclaimer out there. This is my story. These are my testimonies. I'm not saying it does this for everyone, but this is what it's done for me. I have a son, I've told my story before, severe ADHD and ODD, which is oppositional defiance. My son was medicated for quite a few years. And when CTFO and CBD found me, I was at my wit's end. You know, the medication was just turning my son into an aggressive teenager. And I was just suffering, you know, as his mom, because he was labeled. I eventually, with this last year, I weaned my son off of his medication. He's just totally on CBD. And I just saw the person that I knew my son was that nobody else saw. And this has allowed me to just share him now with other people without him being dumbified, you know, all dummy with his medication, or being aggressive when he's, you know, on and off of it. It's helped me definitely with my stress level, because I take it, you know, I'm a walking testimony of CBD oil. I take it. Just recently, my husband, we found out he has gout. And so the first thing he did, he's like, I'm gonna call the doctor. I'm like, what doctor do you need? We have oil here, take this. So 3 days, he's on his 3 days and he's walking, you know, unlike my father-in-law who has it. I mean, he'll be like a month with it. Like I said, my story may not work for everybody, but this is our story in the Tollens Squad household, how this is working.
Right.
So
I love how it starts with you first, because if it didn't work in your family, no matter whether you could make a fortune or not, you wouldn't tell your neighbor, right?
absolutely.
Yeah, it really, people's passion is born out of their own personal product experience. And Maria, I have to tell you that I've done a lot of these interviews, and yours reflecting on your relationship with your son and bringing him up and helping him over the hump is one of my all-time favorite, because from one mom to another, it's not enough that 4 of the 5 of your children are doing great. Us moms, we're not settled in until 5 for 5 are at their best. So I love that story. I'll never forget it. And when people are out and about, we talk about being storytellers here, and all of you guys on this panel know what I'm talking about. When life presents someone to you, sometimes it's not your own personal circumstances, but these interviews have given us, and through you guys, unbelievable stories to share. They're not our own, but we've heard on these interviews other people who've overcome some challenges. Maria, what message do you have for family leaders who want to have it all, that want that quality family time with their spouse and their children, and want the residual kind of income that you're enjoying, that are giving you and yours a better lifestyle?
I say know your priorities. Just know what your morals and your are and where you stand with them, and don't negotiate. There's some things that are non-negotiable, and because I have a business like CTFO, it gives me that luxury to be non-negotiable when it comes to my family time. Well, when I say know your priorities, number one is, when I started this business, I sat down with my family and I told them, okay, I want to do this. I want to do this and be able to supplement our income. And I wanted them to think big. I'm really big on goal setting, vision boards and everything. So with my kids, I said, dream big. What's the biggest thing you can dream of? And so when mommy was out in meetings, or she had to go to a convention or anything, and they had to complain, I would remind them about their big dreams that mommy's out there working for as well. So that's what I did with my family. And I it's not negotiable, their time. I don't let business get into their time, because I don't want them to get into my business time as well. So I make sure when it's their time, that's it. Business is closed, doors are closed, everybody, and it's just their time. And
that's great, Maria.
Business, I'm selfish with an appointment when it comes to my kids. And that's what's made the peace in our home. Something that I haven't done before, Janet, because before I would work at a business and another, MLM. And I'd say it was for my family, but they were the people that I neglected the most to trying to build this business.
Right.
And
That's the Achilles heel of network marketers who are family leaders, Maria. That's amazing that you've been able to strike that balance that we're all looking for. God bless you and yours. Before I let you go, and I still want you to hang in here and contribute, but I want to ask you, there's new on board associates here who want to know, are we the real deal? Is there really support here? Did we promise you support and training and helping you kind of find your groove here? Have we held to our promises, or have we disappointed you?
This is the first company that I've been with, and I've been trying multi-level marketing companies, direct sales, for like 17, 18 years. And this is the first company I can truly say that's under promise and over delivered when it comes to helping me. It's been my upline, my sideline, my no line. I've met people at conferences that I can call on the phone, and it's just like we're in the same team. It's just one company, one family, Debbie, Todd, Klaus, everyone has I just call them, or I just text them, and right away I get a text back. It's just so much love, and it's a
Yep. So we're happy to be coming underneath you and watching you become this little starlet. You're really a pleasure to watch. Thank you for being with us. Hang in there with us while we talk to Karen. Karen, remember, is out in the sticks. And Karen, what drew you to CTFO, network marketing CBD company? How did you ever land here?
Well, my daughter was sending me messages about this guy she knew who was just blowing up a business, and he was just putting out hints about it. We didn't really know anything about it. And so I was asking her questions. She was asking him questions, and finally we connected. And I put a little teaser out on Facebook to see if anybody would be interested in CBD. And I had about 30 people that immediately wanted more information. So Kendall, my sponsor, he says, well, do you want to talk to him, or do you want me to? Well, I wasn't going to let him talk to those people. They were mine. So, I didn't really know if I wanted to sign up. I was retired. I wasn't looking for anything to do, but I didn't want to be left out either. So I investigated a little bit. I looked up about Stuart and Steve Finger and how they started the business with the shake-offs, the chew-offs. And I looked over at my husband and I said, I won't sign up. I'm just looking. I might buy something, but I'm just looking. And it wasn't even 10 seconds. I said I signed up. It was free. I couldn't think of any reason
that goes right out the door.
Yeah, and he wasn't surprised. And then my first customer had immediate relief from pain from one of those medications that's to cure a life-threatening illness. And, you know, you couldn't drag me out of this business when that happened. So that was my first customer, and the products, I've tried many, many, many products, and I have had wonderful success. I'm definitely a product of the product. And I like to say you couldn't drag me out of this business with a sledgehammer.
You know, Karen, you're kind of famous here for your success template in how to do an expo with CBD, and we're all so grateful for your generous share of what's worked for you. So that doing some social media posts and doing expos where it makes sense has kind of been your ticket to start hedging towards the top. Am I correct?
That, and I have branded myself, and there's not anybody in my little town and the surrounding towns that don't know me as CTFO. They see me, they see CBD.
Did you see Norma Johnson last week, who was talking about nothing's off the table and how she gets herself out in the community and online? Did you see that one?
Right, I did.
Yep. That makes me think of Norma Johnson, who's just all over the place in Houston. Karen, at this point in your career at CTFO, you've been working it for a while. Does your work feel like work, or do you enjoy it so much that it doesn't even feel like work?
It really doesn't feel like work. I just live my life. You know, we go out to eat a lot. We're retired. I talk to people, and it's funny. One situation back on the Marine Corps birthday, we went 45 minutes away out to eat with a bunch of other Marines. My husband's a Marine. And I leaned over to him. He goes, "Boy, that waitress is good." I leaned over and I said, "She's in my business."
And he says, "I figured as much," right?
He didn't know. But, you know, it's just, I just open my mouth everywhere I go. There's somebody, you know, I got little samples in my purse I hand out, and I have business cards, and I talk to people, and I'm trying to get into the shuffle a little bit better. And it's just, I'm just out there.
You know,
living my life.
would you use the word easy, Karen? Like so many of the people that I interview, people are wanting to know, they go, "Boy, these people sound like it's easy." I'm going to put you on the spot. Has it been easy to talk to people and convert them to either be consumers or business builders?
I call it easy peasy. It's really easy. Easy peasy.
Yeah, you know, at our age, we don't want to go pushing that rock uphill and see how we can take on a new challenge and how hard we can make life, right? I'm like not into that myself.
I've been in multi-levels where you wear a dress and hop out behind a tree and scare people and drag them off to a hotel room. I didn't want any part of it.
Yeah, no doubt. So what are your goals in CTFO in the year ahead? Are you going to change your marketing strategy up at all? I think you told me, Karen, that you're getting so comfortable and so confident that you're going to start talking more. Am I right?
I'm going to be bolder. And
I like it.
You know, I've let people slip through my fingers that you know, you can kind of go back, but you can't recreate that same very moment where if you just said something, you would have grabbed somebody when the time was right. You know, the timing is important, I think. And right now I'm in the middle of day 4 of a 30-day challenge. And it's funny because my computer keeps popping stuff up, and I've got a little thing going on Facebook right now. And I just had somebody ask me how they can get that post to help me promote, and what was that cream they had, they need more of it. And that just popped up while we were having our meeting tonight.
Wow.
So, I mean, you know, I'm going to be busy for a while.
Well, I'm happy to say, Karen, that your upline are some of the most progressive marketing women I've ever seen, and they're going to be contributing in a much bigger way in 2019, and we'll be bringing them front and center. And OMG, we're all going to be better professionals as a result of watching these ladies. Am I right, Pam Jones?
Yes.
Yes.
I love Pam and Deb.
Thank you. Thank you, Karen. You know, but Janet, she did bring up a point. The biggest thing I would say is this. If you are afraid to open your mouth, you have closed your business.
Right.
The ability to open your mouth opens doors, open opportunities, open it to other people, and it will propel your business to a different level. The joke is between Debbie Natal and myself is that if I have an opportunity to talk about this business, they walk off, they leave me because they know that I'm getting ready to talk about this business. And I don't over talk it, but I have so much excitement when I talk about it. So you have to have excitement and you have to have just enough knowledge of what CBD is because you know more than the person you're talking to, I guarantee you.
Right.
Right.
You bring up such good points there, Pam. I always say that number one, your how you feel matters more than what you know. That fire in your belly where you're so excited and you can't be bridled or stifled. If you can hold that to our associates and keep that fire in your belly, not in just 3 weeks, but 3 months, and in 3 years from now, when you got more zeros in your check, you're going to have a lot more reason to be excited and have that fire in your belly. And then the other thing that that you guys referenced, oh, it just like slipped my mind. I had another point I was going to make, but it couldn't be that important. You girls are doing great. All right. Well, Karen, did you have any parting words before we get on with the Dusch guy down in, well, today he's in Colorado. I'm not so envious of your place, but when you're shooting those videos, Perry, from Florida, I'm feeling pouty. Karen, do you have any parting words for us?
I just think this is a great business out there. I'm thrilled to be involved, and I've enjoyed meeting all of the people that I've met and that I never would have ever met before without this business. So,
yeah, how about people talking about in their New Year's resolution, it was important for them to expand their relationships, to have new friends. Have you
yes.
all made more friends than you could ever count, than you could ever imagine? And we're just getting started?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great value to me too. I just thought of what I was thinking of. I think why the people, Pam and Karen, why people don't open their mouth and talk to people is because they lose sight of what they're trying to do. The right thing to do is to step into that gap and serve someone. If you know something that they need to know, where we create stuckness and we make ourselves a mute is where we're attached to the outcome. And that's not our responsibility. That's not even our business, right?
No.
I spent 30 years in the helping field, and this is just an extension of that where I help people. You know, I share with them what I have found, and I think that I have helped them, and I have so many people come back that have been, you know, telling me their story.
Yep.
You know, their help. They just received the help and are so glad and fortunate.
Well, you are a helper. You've been a great contributor here on Team Genesis on Reflection in year 2018, Karen. So hang in there with us, and we're going to bring up Perry Dusch and drill a little bit on what you know, different than some of us, Perry. What's the difference between the kind of a success you're experiencing here and success that comes out of a conventional business model, if you would?
Well, the big thing is freedom. You know, I think in life, we always want to have balance, you know, mind, body, spirit, money, time, freedom. And a lot of times when you have a lot of money, you don't have a lot of time. And when you have a lot of time, you don't have a lot of money. So what this has done is this has given us that laptop lifestyle where we have the freedom to work when we want from where we want. And, you know, in life, you know, sometimes we can always make more money, you know, get money back. We lose money, we get money back. We can never get time back. And, you know, when I had my businesses, well, like when I was a personal trainer, when I had my personal training studio, I was my business. So if I got hurt or I got sick, basically my business was down, much like Pam said, you know, basically shut my mouth. I was out of business. With my stores, even though I had employees, when I would go on vacation or try to do other things, there was always something going on, some type of drama pulling me back. But the overhead, you know, just there's so many things that go go with owning a nutrition store. You got to keep the inventory up and deal with the employees, the drama, the taxes, and so forth. Where like with a home-based business, we actually get to benefit from a lot of the tax incentives, that people overlook. But all for us, for Linda and I, we're baby boomers. I'll be 59 in April, and I've been a boss, I've been an employee, and quite frankly, don't want to be either. I want to, like Randy was saying, be partners. We create partnerships, relationships, and I'm willing to lock arms with anybody that has the ambition and the desire. But like what Pam was saying, we have to be passionate, passion driven. And sometimes I get so passionate. My wife was like, "Why are you yelling at them?" I'm like, "I'm not yelling. I'm just like projecting. I'm passionate, and sometimes it scares people. But, I've always been very purpose driven. I like helping people. And it gives us the ability to do it on such a broad scale. Mm-hmm. And never before, like we've got people here locally in Colorado and in Florida that I've never had people walk up to me in a grocery store or see me in public and hug me and say, "Thank you. You've changed our lives." Mm-hmm. And it all comes down to this. No matter, without saying claims or anything, we're in the business of improving quality of life for everybody we come in contact with. We see someone with a walker, a knee brace, they're advertising for us that they're in pain, they're hurting. It opens up a conversation. We don't need to complicate things. We just say, "Hey, what have you heard about CBD products, CBD oils?" Just start a conversation. And a lot of people are aware of it. And you say, "Look, I may have a solution to your pain." And we back it with the 60-day money back empty bottle guarantee. You have nothing to lose. So you open that up. I'll tell you a funny story. When we were in Fort Myers Beach, we had our shipments forwarded to the property management company, and the girl that worked there accidentally opened our box of CBD oil. And she calls us and she goes, "I have to apologize. I opened your package." She goes, "But I'm very intrigued. I've heard about this stuff." And she ended up becoming a distributor and signing up, so you just never know. Do not ever underestimate anybody you come in contact with. And, like I was saying earlier, this day and age, everybody's dealing with some type of pain, and a lot of people are struggling. That old saying, "Too much month at the end of the money." So what can start off as supplemental income, a lot of people have a plan A. Keep working your plan A, build this as a plan B. Supplemental income can turn into full-time income, replacement income, which can turn into life-changing income. Where if you say, "Hey, honey, she's right over there. Let's grab the laptops and head down to Arizona. So let's go see Janet." We do it. Nothing's holding us back. We're not tethered. We're not tied. We're not punching a clock. Half the time I'm wearing a ball cap. I don't have a dress code. I might not be wearing pants right now. Nobody knows, but we are able to work this business.
Well, now you got us really curious there, Perry.
Don't drop your laptop.
Linda, make it safe.
She has to rein me in sometimes. But listen, this all comes down to, listen, we're all individuals. We are afforded the ability with this company and this industry to be ourselves. We don't have to have a dress code and be always politically correct. We can just be ourselves, and everyone has a gift. So work your gift, but the most important thing is talk to people. This isn't that old ancient Chinese secret where you got to keep it quiet. We want to share it with people. And yeah, they might not order right away. They might, but if we make it available and share, they're eventually going to come on board. And I also want to point out the balance of working online and offline. The great thing about the internet is we're able to leverage. It's such a powerful tool. Our posts, our videos, our Instagrams, they're working for us 24/7. But we never want to stop talking to people in public, because that's our foundational business. That's the relationship businesses that will never go away. These are people we always come in contact with, So we want to create a balance there as well, and not just rely on the internet, just blasting, email blasts and things like that. But I heard an interview from Sam Walton once, and they asked him, they go, how do you run all these Walmarts? And he said, one at a time, you know? And people forget that, you know, your business will start with one person. Or it's like that old Clairol commercial. You tell two, they tell two, they tell two, and Pam, you see it duplicate. It just starts to grow and take on a life of its own. But so many people want to go right to that executive position, and they want that 10,000 people in a month or a week, and it's unrealistic. So it's about being committed, doing the basics, leading by example, and by that I mean being a product of the product, because the thing that's going to keep people's mouths shut more than anything is they can't share their own experience.
Right.
You know, we have to be able to share something, whether it resonates with them or not. It's our story. My knee pain, I'm not feeling anymore. Where I had a torn rotator cuff, I couldn't sleep on my right side, my mobility's improved. You know, we all create it gives us something to talk about.
Yeah, such great words of encouragement and lining out what's possible here, ladies and gentlemen. I couldn't be more proud and more grateful to all of you. Our 5 panelists today, you guys gave us some great candid shares and some great compelling stories, and how fun to be able to hear your success stories through your eyes. I'm grateful to all of you for your generous commitment of time here tonight, all getting results. Now I have a message for the guests here tonight as we wrap up. Please get back to the person who invited you on this webinar and say yes to this no risk, no cost opportunity. Order your first product, just like we've talked about here tonight, and get on auto ship and begin talking to people you know and people that you meet that need a health and or a financial breakthrough. Remember how just last week we lined out the most popular New Year's resolutions that will be made in 2019? CTFO is the answer for so many of those people who are looking for a better year ahead. So share that with them, what they need to know, and lean on your leaders like we have here tonight to help you get off to a strong start. We hope to see all of you on Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern for a great training. Exciting details will be coming to you in your inbox tomorrow. And before I close out this webinar tonight, I want to take a moment to thank and honor my business partner, Klaus Urbanek. Klaus has been instrumental in the development and growth of Team Genesis, and he does so much for all of us, some of which you can see and some of which you don't see. He's a consummate professional, and I'd just like to give him my sincere thanks and expression of gratitude, Klaus, for all the help and support you've given me and the entire team all year long. Thank you so very much. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap for tonight's presentation. Good night, and God bless each and every one of you.
Good night, everybody.
Good night,
All
everyone.
right.